Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chokes and Eye Pokes. We hope you haven't missed us too much. We're ready to get back into the swing of things. Before we go any further, please make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, share it far and wide. Also look for our Ligum link in the description. You can get 10% off all fight gear. That's gis, boxing, jiu-jitsu, bags, punch trackers, you name it, treadmills, we've got it all. 10% using the discount code HACKCHECK10 in the description. On to today's show. Jack, welcome back. It's good to be back. It's been a while, eh?
Yeah. We're doing stop-start, but there's so much to go over.
Yeah, a lot's happened since the last time, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, where do we start?
Yeah.
I think the biggest shocker of the year for sure, old Strickland. He must have been popping Hennessy bottles after that one. He dismantled Adesanya. It was crazy.
Yeah. I don't even know if I give Izzy the first round, honestly. I think we got 5-0.
Yeah, 4-1 maybe. The second round, I think, was it the second or the first round? No, first round he dropped Izzy, didn't he? So I think the second round was fairly close. But it was like a coin flip to see who won that round.
Yeah.
And it was like Izzy just stood back and waited for something to happen, and Dawson was like, nah, I'm not going to engage you enough. I'll engage you just enough. Yeah. But he picked him apart at his own game.
Yeah. It's like Anderson Silva versus, I'm forgetting.
Whiteman.
Where he broke his leg. There just wasn't an injury, but like, it's similar kind of vibe in terms of how the mighty fall. But
It raises questions because a lot of people were saying like Israel Adesanya is very lay and pray.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess hindsight's 2020 now, because if you look at the Yoel Romero fight, like he waits for something to happen for the guys to engage, and then he like counter punches and picks them apart.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unfair to say like, Izzy's been exposed and all that kind of stuff. But man, Sean Strickland, nobody gave him a chance.
Yeah.
And he won. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. He absolutely deserved to win, but I also think Izzy had like probably the worst night. I don't know, like maybe just mental faculty, but Lord knows he doesn't deserve an immediate rematch.
No.
Yeah.
No. Look, Izzy fought the way Izzy always fights. I think Sean Strickland just had, it's so odd to think someone with a fighting style like this is now the UFC middleweight champion, but I mean,
if I rewatched the fight recently, and like, I don't know, his defense is actually weirdly good. It's effective because like anytime like a fist goes whizzing by, he's out of the way, you know, like, but he's always moving forward, and that's, I don't know, it worked.
He's got a high guard, so it stops a lot of the punches, but like, it's still so crazy to see. I mean,
it's so awkward.
You should have picked, dude. You said everything's telling you to pick Dawson, and I said, I hope you bet at least.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh,
I should have. You literally told me as well. Like, it's worth it. Yeah.
I think the way this year's gone, I think we should just go and bet on all the underdogs.
Yeah.
Except when Volkanovski fights, because he's going to retain his title. But
yeah,
I think we go bet on all the underdogs now.
No, it's been 3 in a row.
It's every champion in the last 2 years is not a champion anymore in the weight division. Like John Jones is still a champion, but Volkanovski's the only champion that was a champion 2 years ago. Shevchenko, Moreno, Adesanya, Usman, who else? Oliveira. Every champion, light heavyweight. I think Yuri was the champion 2 years ago. Yeah. Not a champion, or Jan. I think it was Jan maybe. None of them are champions anymore. The 135, Aljamain, or Jan, Piotr Jan, one of the two.
Yeah.
None of them are champions anymore. So
yeah, crazy.
It just throws such a spanner in the works now, because now, like, we thought Izzy was going to win. So then Dricus was going to fight Izzy, but now Dricus seems to be not next to fight. I mean, Dana White wasn't very happy that he pulled out of the fight itself.
I don't know. I agree with you. He had the talk with Ariel, and he said the same thing. I think he should. I think that he has like the strongest the strongest argument, but the fact that they haven't announced it, and now this Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev fight is coming up, like it's not looking good for him.
I think that's crucial, because I think if they were going to make Dricus, I think they're waiting to see what's happening.
Yeah.
If they were going to make Dricus, they would have done it already. Dricus versus Strickland. I think they're waiting for Khamzat to win that fight, because I think they think Khamzat's going to win that fight, and most people think Khamzat's going to smoke Costa, which I don't.
It's a hard fight.
I don't think it's going to be that simple.
Yeah.
So I think if Khamzat wins, no matter how he wins, split decision or doctor stoppage or whatever, they just want a Khamzat win.
Yeah.
and then he fights Strickland. What they do with Dricus up to that point, I don't know. I mean, I think Izzy and Dricus so far, I don't think should be a fight now. I think they should wait for Dricus to win a title to have Izzy, and then you headline that. Still UFC Africa, I think, but the UFC is going to do what they want to do.
Unless you do like an interim championship, like
you can't.
You can't.
No, you've got a champion. Why would you do interim? The champion's active.
Yeah, that's true.
You only do interim championship when there's an injury or there's uncertainty.
Yeah.
So they will, I think they will do Hamzat. Because they would have announced it by now, surely.
Yeah.
Because then it's an insurance policy. If Hamzat does actually lose, they can choose between Dricus and Paulo Costa. And then if they pick Paulo Costa, they maybe make Dricus and Hamzat fight, which is I wouldn't be mad at that. Or then they just say, no, well, Dricus your number one contender, and they just go back on what they did.
But then what do they do with Izzy? Like, who does he fight? Because he's also fought, like, top 5. He's cleaned them out already, other than Dricus and now Hamzat.
I think Izzy needs a break in any event. I think after a loss like that, you should. I don't think you should jump straight back in.
Yeah, I mean, he's also, 1 and 2 last 3 fights.
Yeah. So that aura is gone. Or that air of invincibility. I mean, people can argue, yeah, Alex clipped him or whatever, which I don't agree with, but he should probably just take a break and then wait before he gets back in there. But who knows? Maybe they make him and Dricus fight it out for number one contender and hope Hamzat beats Strickland.
I still think that's a big fight for UFC Africa. I think that they would I hear what you're saying. It would be great if that was for a championship, though.
I think that's a perfect way to kick off UFC Africa is those two African fighters, depending on who you ask, but fighting each other and for a title for sure. I think that would be the best thing. But I mean, listen, everything's leaning towards Hamzat getting that title shot. Yeah, which is sad, but I mean, there's always the avenue that just they fight for the light heavyweight title, just skip the queue. Just let them who
Izzy and Dricus.
Nah, they already made that. They already made so this is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Is Izzy Alex maybe for the light heavyweight title? I think Alex will smoke him at light heavyweight. But that could be an avenue. But I don't know. Things change so quickly in the UFC.
I think it's official though. Alex and Yuri for.
I'm thinking afterwards. I'm thinking Yuri loses to Alex maybe, and then they go for that. But yeah, I don't know if you saw the memes about Alex Pereira's like Izzy shows up to the courtroom. Alex Pereira is the judge. Yeah, it's like he just exists to like wreck his life because he trained Deshaun before the fight as well. That was hilarious. But listen, I think the UFC and Dana White are stubborn enough that even if everybody screams, I mean, I've done multiple polls. I've seen other multiple polls of who should fight for the title next, and inevitably most of them say Dricus. Even if all the fans are calling for it and the pay-per-view numbers might be... Okay, the pay-per-view numbers are astronomical. They'll do what the money dictates. But look at how stubborn. So look at past champions who have been big draws and have done really well for the UFC before, okay? Francis Ngannou started becoming a big draw. The UFC got stubborn with him when it was contract negotiations. Yeah. Even John Jones, the UFC was stubborn with him for how long? And Dana said, if you don't want to fight, I can't force you to fight. They only got John Jones back because they needed someone to challenge for the heavyweight title, and John Jones is the best ever, so you can't deny him for that long. Yeah. GSP, how long was their conversation about GSP won't come back, and they just had to make the fight in the end. Yeah. So they have been stubborn with people who they deem to be more loyal or mean more to the company, let's say, before. So I think they're going to be stubborn with Dricus.
Yeah, probably. Actually, yeah.
And I understand why obviously you want to fight him at at your best.
At your best, yeah.
And people are now coming back and saying, but he would have wrecked him.
Well, in hindsight's 2020, because I think like Dricus would have like mopped the floor with that Izzy as well. So like, yeah.
Look, I think prime Izzy or not, I think he would have still beaten him. But
yes, yeah.
But the way that Deshaun did it, and his name is Deshaun now, it's not Sean. It's just done. Listen, he won, Bryce Mitchell won. And now they want Colby Covington to win to complete the trifecta of like non-politically correct people like winning fights. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. If Colby Covington wins, you'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, that Bryce Mitchell one though was weird. The post-Octagon interview was weird. But yeah. I'm not sure. Is that part of the
Yeah, we can talk about it if you want. But
Yeah, it was just-
I came out with the Bible in the beginning, and then
Quite Dan Ige as well. You asked him to pray for Hawaii, like in the center of the octagon. It was weird.
Yeah,
It was weird.
old Ige man.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Shame. Yeah, also, like, stop start.
Dude.
Like, where does he go?
We wanted a Max Holloway fight, but I mean, he's not ready for Max Holloway. Definitely not. Max Holloway and Volkanovski 4. I hope not, dude. I hope not.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
I think, what's his name? My favorite, what's his name? He's going to fight
Topuria.
Yeah. He's going to fight Volk next.
Yeah.
Grasso and Shevchenko draw. Controversial.
I think Grosso should have won. I had her winning.
Is it?
Yeah.
She had a 10-8 round she didn't deserve. Made it a draw.
Yeah, but also I think that fourth round should have gone to her. And like that 10-8 didn't make, like, the scorecards were so questionable. Like not just that round, I think.
You never know if people realize they made a mistake, it's too late to change. We've had this discussion before, it's too late to change, and then they're like, well, let's just off balance it.
Yeah.
Odd judging decision again. I don't understand. I think the judges should be interviewed. I think the judges should have to go and do like under review and a competency, and I'm sure they do competency still, but like under review every single time. Because surely, like, you see it in so many sports. You see it even in football now. This past weekend, you know what VAR is, the video assistant referee. So if they make it's like a
TMO.
Yeah, like a TMO. So basically, Liverpool scored a goal. It was ruled offside, but basically, the guy was actually so far behind the last line of defense. He was so far onside.
Yeah.
Then you have VAR and you've got assistant VAR. So VAR said, no, it's offside. The assistant is supposed to look at it and go, you know what, you guys made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's onside. They didn't even do that. So what's the point of having it?
Yeah.
Referees and things seem to be untouchable in all sports, and including MMA and judges.
Except for rugby. Because last night, it was an amazing moment as well, where the main ref, like, he was going to make a call for a yellow card.
Oh, yes, yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like, the three, like, that was such a cool, like, a democracy moment as well. And, like, the better call was made. And, yeah.
But even in rugby, like, you need consistency. So, like, there was 2 calls. So, like, the first one, they said, nah, it's nothing. And then it was a similar call the second time, and he's like, no, I think it must be a yellow at least. It's like, you need to be consistent. Same with the judging. Like, if you're gonna call that a 10-8 round, 10-8 round, you need to absolutely batter somebody.
Yeah.
You know? No, okay, 10-7, you have to, like, come close to finishing the person. But 10-8 rounds are being given out way too easily these days.
Yeah, that's true.
And what's a 10-8 round in this fight, it's not a 10-8 round in this fight. So it's like the consistency is not there.
100%.
So I don't know. But hey, listen, it's a draw. I don't know. Did they do now the next fight again? Probably not.
I think probably. I think they're probably going to go to immediate rematch.
But is Shevchenko, how long is Shevchenko going to be around for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because how old? She's in her...
She's like 36.
Yeah.
34 or 36 or something.
Yeah, but she looked good. She did look good. I mean, they both looked really good. It was a good fight.
Savage. She's still a savage. I mean, she's still one of the best female MMA fighters of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, she arguably beat Amanda Nunes in the second fight, and it was like a razor close decision, and she was much smaller. Bunches in the bunch. She never said that, but I'm just going off what you say. Yeah, man. I don't know now if you saw the news of Tony Ferguson is fighting again, and I'm shocked at how are the UFC giving him another fight, but against Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the UFC hope to gain from here. Do they hope that it's like a passing of the torch, and then they can say, Paddy Pimblett beat Tony Ferguson?
Maybe, but I hope that Tony, like, beats the shit out of him, honestly. Like, and I kind of see it going that way. I think that I have Tony in that fight. I say that every time, but I do it.
I do this time as well. Like, every time Tony Ferguson fights, I'm like, please retire.
Yeah.
My hope is that they said, listen, Tony, go out on a win.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give you one more fight, but go out on a win and win this one, because he should beat Paddy Pimblett. Even Tony Ferguson, how he is now, should beat Paddy Pimblett unless he gets tired or he's got like a stack of injuries. But he should beat Paddy Pimblett. But win, lose or draw, again, please, I hope he retires. Yeah. Just for the sake of his brain and his health, like his poor family.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas of going on. Like, I hope he doesn't chase the dragon and go, oh, I've won now, so I'll beat a young up and comer. Let me go and run for the title.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, like, stylistically, it's actually a really interesting fight. I have Tony.
Yeah, me too.
But like stylistically, it will be interesting how that fight is decided.
He should win.
Yeah.
He should win. There should be no reason why he doesn't, unless, like I say, he gets.
Yeah.
Paddy Pimblett doesn't really have the knockout power, so he's going to probably try to grind him out.
But they're I think they both have good jiu-jitsu. So in the clinch, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think Paddy probably has the edge there, but Ferguson elbows from the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, I hope now also the UFC doesn't use this to try to propel Paddy Pimblett. Feed him to the top 10. He'll get smoked.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
I still want to see Topuria beat him,
Yeah.
Maybe Topuria's like, hey, man, let me go be the...
Move up.
Yeah, I'll go move up and go do 155 again and just destroy Paddy the Fatty.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, what else was there?
The Rosas beating
Rosas Jr.
Yeah.
Raul. Yeah, Dana White's going to wear his headbands and his things. Have you seen the memes after? Shame, poor Raul Rosas.
Yeah.
But like...
He's a good oak. I like his interviews. Like
he's a good kid.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still only like 18. It blows my mind.
It's ridiculous, eh?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's finished high school yet or not. He probably has now because their year finishes middle of the year.
Yeah.
Good performance. I mean, they kind of fed Terrence Mitchell to the wolves. I mean, two proper prospects. And people Dana White liked from Contender Series, Cameron Simon destroyed him, and Raul Rosas Jr. destroyed him as well. Like, I think that's the end of his UFC run.
Yeah.
Must be.
And also, when he lost to, what's that guy's name? The Australian
Rosas
guy.
Jr.?
No, Terrence Mitchell. He lost to...
Kulabau.
No, bantamweight. Flip.
Not Kai Kara France.
Kai Kara France. Wasn't he the guy that got ragdolled in the...
Kara France, 125 pound is Newzealander,
yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
But wasn't Terrence Mitchell, didn't he get ragdolled in the Contender Series?
Yeah, Contender Series, yeah, but he didn't make it, I think, yeah.
No, he lost to Kara France.
At 135.
I think it was... I think
it was 135. Yeah. Kara France went back down afterwards.
And also his interaction with Manel Kape.
Oh, dude, that guy was the best of UFC 293, bro. Like, he was the only one, like, building anything. Like, Strickland was trying to say some stuff and Izzy wasn't engaging him. And then all of a sudden, like, he just started... I'm not talking about his post-fight because that's controversial.
Yeah.
But, like, the pre-fight where he's like, cartoon porn addiction. That was the best. And him and Izzy were standing like this far away from each other.
I would have loved to see that fight though, honestly.
Like, Izzy would... what, Cara France?
No. Kape versus...
Izzy would slap him around, of course, but Izzy would just like...
Yeah, but Kape was like, he was so fucking ready. Like, he was like, he would have taken it. Yeah.
That reminds me of Tony Ferguson and Badoom.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, hey, hold on, brother, I'm talking here. It was like a complete mismatch. Yeah. But, yeah, man, that's also an interesting fight, him and Cara France. Like, I actually liked his post-fight press conference up until he had his bit. But he's like, if you pull out again, I'm going to fly to New Zealand. I'm going to beat you up in your own gym. Yeah. And then he was like, okay, you know why? Because your team, and said his thing. But, dude, he's entertaining, man. Like, I'm not a fan of overly, like, I'm a fan of trash talk and everything, but I'm not a fan of, like, cringe trash talk.
Yeah.
That wasn't cringe. Like, he meant every single word of that.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, trolling Izzy before the fight, which was hilarious.
Yeah. I really want to see the interaction as well, because Cara France was, like, he was having it. Like, I think it'll be a really good fight.
I think Cara France is going to lose, to be honest with you. I think Cara France is really good. But he was a little bit lethargic in his last fight, but Kape, man, and even what is it, Santos or Dos Santos? I forget made his UFC debut.
Yeah,
man, he was impressive, that kid. Like, and even Kape, who's a big trash talker, like, oh, no one's better than me, type trash talker, to say, listen, you're good. I'm surprised by how well you fought. Like, that shows how good he is.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that fight. I remember because it was like. Kape, he was 10 at the time, and then that was UFC debut, which was...
He was what?
It was he was number 10 at the time.
Oh, I thought you said he was 10. I was like,
no,
10 years old.
He was ranked 10.
Number 10. Yeah. It's interesting, man. It's an interesting time. There's a lot of cool fights coming up as well.
Yeah.
We're going to do a preview, obviously, of UFC 294. By the way, I might actually be in the UAE, when it's 294. Yeah, I'm still checking when I'm going to... I need to get confirmation tomorrow, but I was going to fly to Dubai on the 21st. Actually, I was going to fly to Dubai, but I was going to do it at night, so I might now do it on the Friday. But tickets, bro, I don't know what tickets are still available because tickets are expensive, dude.
Yeah. No, I can imagine, especially in UAE with that lineup. Like, yeah,
I think tickets start at 500 dirhams for the bronze, which is like the nosebleed seats up at the top.
Yeah.
And then the VVIP goes up to 17,000 dirhams, which is like 85,000 rand. So that's
per ticket.
Crazy. So that's like $4,500 or $4,200 for the VVIP.
That's
so
insane.
Maybe I should go get the VVIP and like go beg Dana White to make me part of the PR here in South Africa. I'd be like, hey, a chance to meet him, you know?
Yeah. Is it official?
I looked on the no. They're just talking about it now.
But surely, if it's going to be in South Africa, it's in Africa.
Well, so Dana White said they want to do Mexico and they want to do Africa, and then they said, but you've got to do a PI first.
Yeah.
And even Cameron spoke about a PI when he was here, so they have to do that.
Yeah.
So we know if they start building the PI, then it's coming soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to need people at the PI. They're going to need someone to run the whole of like UFC Africa. They need someone to run the PI itself, probably talent people, physiotherapy departments, this, that. But I'm hoping it's in Cape Town as always. But I have a feeling they're going to pop it in Johannesburg.
That's an interesting one. I think it'll be a better institute in Cape Town, just because Greenpoint Stadium is nicer than Mozo's Morbidas.
No, it's F&B Stadium.
F&B.
Yeah, in Soweto,
yeah.
Or Loftus in...
Oh, Loftus? That's a good one, actually.
No. You can't, bro. There'll be more fights in the stands than there'll be in the octagon.
Yeah. But Greenpoint's lovely. I mean,
Greenpoint's, yeah. Although they need an indoor stadium, so that is it Hartfeld Arena, I think, in Pretoria. I think that's what it's called. Because the one, so back in the early 2000s when I still lived in Johannesburg, my mom took my sister, your sister, and I to MTN Gladiators.
Yeah.
So MTN Gladiators back in the day was like the thing.
Yeah.
And that was at the Standard Bank Arena, which is next to Ellis Park. But I don't know how big, I don't think that stadium's big enough in any way. It's pretty small. And the one we got here at the Grand West is too small. Greenpoint's too small.
Yeah.
So...
Where does EFC do their events, like Grand West?
At their Performance Institute. So they've got their own thing. I don't know what it holds, to be honest. It looks pretty... I mean, I've driven past. I've never been inside.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're going to get Graham on the podcast part of the channel soon, so I can maybe do something. Well, I'd actually be quite keen to go to an event. Like I'll even fly myself up and do my own thing just to like go see it.
Yeah.
And that's where they also have Submission Kings. So I've driven past. It doesn't look that big. Like it has the little space in the middle and then it's got some stands around. So I'm thinking 1,000 people maybe. It's actually quite interesting why they're doing that now at the Performance Institute and not just doing stadiums. It's probably just too much of a mission to try to fill up even 10,000 seats.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe they tried it. Something I can ask him. But I think yeah, if they open up a PI, I'm hoping it's in Cape Town. But I've got a feeling because at the moment CIT is the team that all the fighters are coming from.
Yeah.
And I think there are people like Mike's Gym, PFA. They've got a few up and comers like Tumelo. I think will make it to UFC one day.
Yeah.
And they've got others as well. And I think also like Don Madge has his gym here, so they've got people like BK and they're up and coming people as well. So I think it would be good for the future to do it possibly in Cape Town. But at the moment, I would understand why they would do it in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
You know, they might do a PI there and a PI here. Who knows? You don't have to. I mean, South Africa's a big country. Not at once, but eventually they'll probably do a PI. So at both. So be interesting to see. Yeah, be interesting to see if we can. Yeah, if we can get it here in Cape Town. Oh, definitely. I don't even care if they cost like what they cost. I want to definitely go get some tickets for that.
Yeah, UFC Africa.
Yeah, UFC Africa's, whenever the hell that may be. Who even knows anymore? Quick side note, I know we don't cover boxing that much on the show and we even less the YouTube side of things, but Dillon Danis and Logan Paul, have you seen the build-up to that?
It's insane.
All the pictures and Twitter, like I became such a Dillon Danis fan because of this now. Like I used to dislike him. Like he used to speak so much trash, like he used to speak so much shit in MMA,
Yeah.
having done nothing and beat nobody.
Yeah.
Like there's that classic moment where Ariel Helwani is like, come on, you don't believe that. He's like, can you even tell me what the names of the last two guys you beat? And he's like, yeah, I probably can't tell you that. But this has made me a fan now. Like,
Yeah, it's been hilarious.
it's been hilarious.
Yeah.
All the photos that he's posted.
Yo, and apparently there's that one secret one that's like, well, it's like earth shattering.
He's probably got it.
Yeah.
He probably does have it.
Yeah.
You know, that's like become the focal point. Like, because let's be honest, like he's not a boxer and he's not going to beat Logan Paul in boxing.
Yeah.
Like,
But they're apparently going to do MMA afterwards.
please. Just like they were gonna do MMA for Jake Paul and Nate Diaz afterwards.
Yeah.
So there's no chance. But yeah, I became a big Dillon Danis fan now because of that. I don't know why Logan Paul. I mean, I guess like he's young, he's successful. He's going with an older woman who's like kind of been around the block. You know, maybe if she makes him happy, she makes him happy. But
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be quite interesting if he didn't know all of this stuff beforehand and he still goes ahead and goes through with it.
Yeah. I think the interactions are also really like interesting because Logan actually doesn't seem like that pissed as well. That's what Dillon's saying. You know, like.
Do you think he's just acting that way, or do you think he's really not pissed?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't think he's that pissed though. If I had to be honest, I don't know.
It's so funny that it's become like the whole narrative's become like if Logan Paul wins this fight, then Dillon Danis is wrong for sharing the stuff, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I don't even know when that. I think it's one of these weekends now, but I'm not gonna watch that. Yeah, so I don't know if that fight's gonna happen because people are saying that Dillon Danis is gonna pull out.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a clause in that contract, so if he pulls out, he's got to pay $100,000.
Hectic.
Yeah, and Dillon Danis, I don't know where his money comes from. Like,
Yeah, he hasn't fought in jiu-jitsu tournaments for like years now.
jiu-jitsu tournaments don't pay either.
Yeah,
So
maybe just like public figure. You know,
possibly
like,
social media. I don't know. Maybe he's got rich parents. I don't know. He said he claimed to have driven Lamborghinis and stuff, but you can rent those things just for a day.
yeah,
But yeah, so Dillon Danis probably. I mean, yeah, maybe he's got 100K that is just lying around. But now I'm also seeing Logan Paul wants to sue him. Apparently.
yeah. I've also seen that. It's weird. I don't know. The interactions are so weird, because like. But at the same time, I think you would only want to do that for him to like stop now because of if there is one potential like photo or something that they don't want to get out.
But you can't share certain things that like without. They call it revenge porn, I think it is. So like if you go out with a girl,
Yeah,
and they take certain compromising pictures of her, maybe like naked or whatever, you're not like people used to go out and release that stuff, which is like odd.
yeah,
But you can go to jail for that.
yeah.
I mean, you should, because it's without their consent.
So what he's doing now, it does feel like defamation, like for sure.
But if it's true though, is it defamation though?
I think it's defamation because I didn't know about this. I didn't know about her or her history before this. But now, like the only thing I know about her is that like is her history with men.
What is the definition of defamation? Because I thought defamation meant you saying stuff that's not true, and that's defamation of character. I didn't know that like if something's true, it's a fact. Like you can name it, and it's not defamation in my mind.
That's interesting. I hear what you're saying.
Possibly.
I don't know.
But just goes to show you what a circus this whole YouTube boxing story is, and like trying too hard. Like Logan Paul's trying way too hard. Like Jake Paul, like his stuff is cringe and whatever, but he's not like he tries sometimes with the trash talk, but he's not trying too hard because people want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like Logan Paul's really like trying too hard now.
Yeah.
To try to compete with his brother, and then you've got the KSI one. Like KSI's also gone really odd in this fight.
Yeah, him versus what's it,
Tommy Fury. Yeah.
Yeah, theirs is actually that's cringe. That's cringe. Yeah, I don't know why Tommy's fighting like all these YouTube boxers. I thought
money.
Yeah,
bro.
but like he's if I was Tyson Fury and like that was the legacy and my brother was just like fighting these easy fights, and I do think they're easy fights. You know, I'd be like what the heck, man.
Can Tyson Fury talk though?
With him versus
Ngannou. Like it's all about the money, man. That's the thing,
that's
and like. Tommy Fury knows he's smart because now he gets a name with the casual fans. So whether it doesn't matter who he fights next, people will be like, oh, that's the guy that beat KSI. Oh, that's the guy that beat Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a lot of eyes on him. He's going to go up the card. He's probably going to get fights he doesn't necessarily deserve.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. And then, I mean, this is like his, I don't know, he's not even 10 fights in his professional career. So rather than go fight for peanuts on someone's undercard, headline these cards, beat the people, and get a name.
Actually, now I think about that, it's very smart. Also, like, all boxers pad their resumes anyway. So it's like, yeah.
You might as well do it and get paid stacks of money and get your name out there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, either way, I mean, I don't know how, the economics of those fights still make no sense to me. Like, they don't have good pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the gate is that good.
And how the fighters get paid so well.
How do they get paid so well? I mean, like Jake Paul getting 30 million for the fight, and that's like guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Like, are they just getting crazy sponsors to do that? Like, what are they doing?
Maybe it's just residuals, because, like, if you have it on YouTube or something, or it's, like, distributed, and then, I don't know.
Who's watching it, though? No one's really watching it.
Yeah.
Although, I think they did the last fight in Saudi, and Saudi is basically, like, bought sports now. So, I mean, they're paying big money for all sports. Football, golf, Formula One, whatever. So, any spectacle that they can have there, I'm sure it came from that fund. They got it's called the People's Investment Fund or something like that. I mean, that's my thought. I'm not saying it did, but that's
plausible.
I mean, if they could have offered Tiger Woods $800 million to go play golf there, they gave Ronaldo $200 million a year.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's just base salary. That's not all the other stuff that he has to do. Have you seen like Neymar's deal? It's mental. $100 million a year, like a 20-bedroom house with 3 people working in the house, full-time chefs, drivers, 3 luxury cars. What was it, like €1 million or something per post about Saudi Arabia? Like, that money is, people don't understand that money is infinite, essentially.
Yeah.
So for them to pay 30 million, I think that's where the money comes from, and that's where I think Tyson Fury is fighting in Saudi as well against Ngannou. So that's where the money's probably going to come from. But I'm not going to watch that. I just like the pre-fight build-up of the Dillon, Danis, and Logan Paul.
Yeah, I do hope. Well, I do hope Ngannou wins, though. I don't think he will, but like that would be great.
But they'd bankrupt every bookie in the whole, like, I think more than Conor McGregor beating Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Yes.
Would
I
have.
do agree. Yeah.
Like, Tyson Fury moves like he's Floyd Mayweather's weight class, but he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be. I'll watch that maybe. But Ngannou's going to get smoked.
I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll probably watch the highlights too. Ngannou's going to get smacked around. It's going to... it's not going to be good for him. It's going to be too slow.
Yeah.
Fury's going to wreck him. Should we get into the predictions for this weekend's...
Let's do it.
This weekend's event. So we've got the UFC Fight Night, Dawson versus Green, coming up this weekend. And... we've got a couple of interesting fights. The first one is Alex Hernandez versus Bill Algeo. What are you saying there at featherweight?
This is honestly, so I didn't pick one just because this fight, it doesn't interest me all that much. If I'm being real,
really?
Like, yeah, I'm probably leaning more towards Hernandez, just like stylistically. I think that if he's probably got more tools if he takes him down, but. I don't know. These two fighters, I don't know. I saw some tape on them, and I think it's just going to be a bit of a snooze fest. Not a good way to open the card. And you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. I don't like Alex Hernandez. So the where I got introduced to Alex Hernandez was his Donald Cerrone fight, where we kept going on about your fragile bones and your old man and this and that. I'm going to put you back in the old age home and retirement home.
Yeah.
Donald Cerrone fucked him up, and that was so satisfying. And that was a lightweight. This is now at featherweight. I don't know, 14-6 for Hernandez, 17-7 for Algeo. Algeo's not really had many notable victories. He had a split decision versus Philly. He's 5-4 in his last 9, so he's got a better record than Hernandez because Hernandez is 4-5.
Yeah.
What this fight's really going to come down to is if Hernandez can avoid the takedown. He's a much better striker than Algeo is, so he should be good enough to avoid it and keep it standing, and then probably a decision. I think win a decision in the end. Or a TKO, but I think I'm leaning towards decision for Hernandez.
Yeah. I have Hernandez, no particular.
You got to pick one.
Hernandez TKO, 3rd round.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Look, I was leaning towards Algeo, but I think just because Hernandez can stuff the takedowns and keep it standing, he should win.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we've got Philip Lintz. This is at light heavyweight versus Ion Kutalaba. They're putting fighters I don't like. I don't like Kutalaba.
This one, I think this is my sleeper fight of the card. I don't know. I think that this is fight of the night potential.
You think so?
Yeah. I think
Why?
I think Felipe wins, but I think that stylistically it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, look, it is because Kutalaba. Okay, so the record 17-5 for Lintz, 17-9-1 for Kutalaba. Kutalaba's 1-3 in his last 4. Lintz is on a 3-fight win streak. His only previous 2 losses have been a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be so Lintz is slower.
But he's good takedown defense.
Good takedown defense, but it's all going to come down to can he avoid the rush, the inevitable rush of Kutalaba.
Yeah.
Kutalaba. Who cares? No, I'm joking. Kutalaba. So it is going to come. I mean, the thing with Kutalaba is if he could just work on his defense, he would be really, really good. Like he would go far because, yeah, I don't know. He's very up and down and he gasses quickly and he's reckless, but he's solid. Like if he catches you, there's issues.
Runs you
like,
time.
Exactly. And on offense, he's really good. But on his defense, he's got issues. So Lynn's got solid fundamentals. He's got the momentum on his side. Like, can he avoid the rush, though? The rush is going to come. I was leaning towards Kutalaba, probably. TKO round 2, because I'm going on the fact that he's going to rush him and he's going to catch him. He's also very like up and down, so he's lost enough now. I think he might win this one. Logic dictates Lintz is going to win, just because of his momentum and the style, and he's also, I mean, he's come from heavyweight, so
yeah, that power translates.
Do I want to change my decision now? Yeah, I'm gonna go Lintz. I think Lintz is gonna win. Yeah, decision.
Yeah, actually, TKO. That's the 3rd round.
Yeah, look, I mean, Kutalaba, like I say, gasses. So in the scenario where Lintz wins, yeah, actually maybe TKO, but I'll say decision. Yeah. It's only 3 rounds. Kutalaba gasses.
Yeah,
and Lintz weathers the storm.
If he gets past the 1st round, probably, or like. Yeah, just that rush.
But if Kutalaba wins, it's going to be a TKO round 2. But I'll go Lintz. I'm going to change my decision. Then at lightweight, we got Drew Dober versus Rick Glenn. Drew Dober 26-12. Rick Glenn 22-7-2. Dober 3-1 in his last 4. Glenn 1-1 in his last 3.
Yeah, Drew.
What are you saying, Drew?
Drew.
Yeah, I also got Drew. Round 2. I got Drew in round 2. I got knockout.
I probably knockout. Actually, I think 1st round. I think that they're probably feeding
Glenn.
Ricky to the wolves a little bit.
The thing is, so Drew Dober, it's odd because he beat Bobby Green, who's in the main event.
Yeah.
So odd. But anyway, he has a lot of momentum on his side because they're 3-1. And it's actually, I think he's won his last 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think he had a loss somewhere in the middle. Very heavy-handed, like super heavy-handed, but he is reckless. But it's not the reckless part's not really too much of a problem here because Glenn's more of a grappler.
Yeah.
So basically what Dober needs to do is just avoid the takedown. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if Dober gets to the ground, there's going to be some issues for him. He's been fairly, not weak on the ground, but he's had all of his issues have come on the ground.
Yeah.
But I think he gets it done. I think Glenn's also a little bit on the older side. He's been sparked and knocked out a couple of times before, which, again, that bar and that meter, we always say.
Yeah.
I think Glenn loses this, and I'm going to say knockout round 2 for Dober.
I agree with everything you said. I think that Dober, 1st round, just because I think the game plan that he has to implement is just like swing, and then like try to catch him early.
Then we've got Alex Morano versus Joaquin Buckley. This one's tough to call, eh? So Morano is 23-8. Buckley's 16-6. Morano is 5-1 in his last 6. Buckley 1-2 in his last 3.
Yeah.
What are you saying for this one?
Joaquin.
You got Joaquin?
Yeah.
I thought about that as well, and then just because of stylistically, stylistically it made the most sense. But I can't go against the momentum. Like I'm big on the momentum now, and the momentum with Morano.
Yeah.
Buckley's also been 6-4 in the UFC. He's really struggled and staggered, stop-start. But stylistically, he could win.
Yeah, I think that's the most. I think this is also a sleeper fight to this and the Philly and the Lins fight. It's like, I think these are the two that I'm most keen for. But yeah, I have Joaquin.
What's the method of victory?
Submission, second round.
Submission.
Interesting.
Okay. Morano. Something's telling me submission as well, but I think I'm leaning towards decision. I don't know. No, I'm just running through them. Or TKO, or KO, or doctor stoppage, or injury to Buckley, or DQ, or no content. No, I'm joking. TKO, Morano. Then we got the co-main event: Joe Pyfer versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. 11-2 for Pyfer, 12-5 for Abdul Razak. Pyfer's on a 4-fight win streak. Abdul Razak's 2-4 in his last 6.
Yeah.
What are we saying for this one?
Joe Pyfer.
Yeah. Easy one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Again, momentum, 4-fight win streak.
It's just stylistically. I think he's gonna pick him apart on the feet, and I can't see it going to the ground.
I think also, the style really suits Pyfer.
Yeah.
And I think because Pyfer came from the Contender Series, Dana's really like big on people coming from the Contender Series, because if you're a champion, just like you were in Tough, Dana White can be like, you see, that's my idea. Like, look how many champions have come from Tough, and this is why people want to be on Tough now, and all of that.
Yeah.
I think also Pyfer is like, he's young, climbing the ranks. He's going to continue climbing the ranks.
He's American.
He's already beat a lot of veterans, or a couple of veterans. And I think Abdul Razak's best wins came at 170 in any event. So I think Pyfer, KO first round.
Fair.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
In the main event, we got Grant Dawson, 21-1 versus Bobby Green, 30-14. Bobby Green is 1-2 in his last 4, with his win coming as Tony Ferguson. Dawson's unbeaten in his last 12. He had a draw in between. But unbeaten in his last 12. What are we saying for this? hey, it's the year of upsets, right?
Yeah.
So we just said earlier in the show we have to bet on the underdogs every single time. So maybe we should just go for Green. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. Listen, after Deshaun Strickland, anything is possible, honestly.
I think it's the turnaround time for me. I think that and Dawson's been so impressive. But I think Bobby Green, when did he fight Tony Ferguson?
That was recently, but that's his only win.
Yeah.
I mean, and Tony Ferguson's been like washed up for ages.
Hey, take that back.
No, I won't. Because when he beats Paddy Pimblett, it's going to show you how average Paddy Pimblett is in any event. So, look, I mean, I don't see a way in which Green wins this.
Yeah.
Barring an injury. It's about the only way that he could, or a doctor stoppage. But
Dawson's also just been he's been good. Like, he's like been super impressive, and like for a while now, I think.
Another one from the Contender Series. So, I've got Dawson. What method did I put here? I put round 4 TKO. I think Bobby Green is an average fighter in my opinion, but fairly durable. I think he might last. I was like torn between round 3 and 4. Dawson will take his time, pick him apart, and finish him.
I agree with you. I also think it's not going to be that easy. I think it's going to be like I like your pick of how it's going to end. I also see it for round 4 TKO, but like there's going to be some adversity. At least first round, first kind of second.
I don't foresee adversity per se. I just foresee Green being tough enough to sort of tough it out.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know if Dawson's going to like really hunt the finish. Like, if he hunts the finish, he'll finish him quick. But I think he'll be measured and take his time possibly, and just not try to rush into anything. And
he's got a good team as well. Like a really good team.
Yeah. So we've got basically all the same, except you are going for Buckley and I'm going for Morono.
Yeah.
And Kudalaba, I can't. I just don't. He's so unlikable. For me, I mean, he's super unlikable. I mean, there was that fight that he lost to, I forget his name, where he was like pretending to be hurt. And then the ref stopped the fight. He's like, why'd you stop the fight? And then there was also like his weigh-in moments also just pissed me off. So, so we should have a winner next week. Unless, we've got one difference. So we should have a winner next week.
Yeah. See who gets the... We haven't... it's been tied last times.
talking about stop-start, we haven't had
Yeah.
because of the disruptions in the last couple of weeks or
Yeah.
month and a half. I don't even know who's defending. Am I defending?
Surely me. It's got to be. No, I think it is you. I do think it is you. I do think
I
you
don't
won the last
know.
one.
I don't know. And I don't know. I would have to go re-look at it, but I think, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It starts afresh, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't forget your wins, but,
Yeah.
there's no defending champion this week. It just starts afresh again.
Yeah.
Tune in next week and see who takes the belt home, I think it's going to be good now. We're finally going to have an outright winner.
Could be anyone.
Could be anybody.
Who's to say?
I mean, imagine there's a draw in that Morona fight. That would be like
that'd be
Murphy's Law,
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to end it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that episode. As I mentioned before, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. Follow us on all our social media. The links are down in the description. Also have a look out for 10% discount on Legum Fightwear. Link is also in the description. Let us know what you guys want to see next week and what you thought about this week's show. And as always, we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.